Forged in the fires of Unicron. Galvatron first made his appearance in 1986 in Transformers the movie. He was voiced by Leonard Nimoy of Star Trek fame. Galvatron was forged by Unicron from what remained of Megatron after his epic but near-fatal battle with Optimus Prime.
Nobody summons Megatron!
Your bargaining posture is highly dubious, but very well. I will provide you with a new body.
Now, the Transformers brand was huge, and the next logical step was a movie. But Hasbro, they saw it in a different way. They saw it as a way to introduce a brand new toy line, a brand new wave, but first they'd have to get rid of some previous toys. The easiest way to do that was to kill off some old characters, and they decided that the 84 line would be it. And they do it within the first 20 minutes or so of the movie. Now, with these characters and these toys out of the way, Hasbro focuses on tweaking and working the new toy lines, maybe having some new gimmicks, for example, some electronics, and design these characters based on the designs for the movie. Now, even Takara was on board. They had their legendary head designer, Hadoke Yoka, I know I'm saying that wrong, incorporate electronics into their brand new Decepticon leader, Galvatron. Developed for the movie, and in conjunction with the animation team, Galvatron had a handheld gun mode, a robot mode, and, checks notes here, a Cybertronic treaded field artillery unit. We called it a tank. Now, with the aforementioned electronics in this thing, the barrel would light up in gun mode and in tank mode. There'd be phaser sounds, and his eyes would light up in robot mode.
Hail Galvatron! Hail Galvatron! Hail Galvatron!
Guys, on Christmas morning in 1986, I woke up way too early and ran to the tree, only to be told go back to bed and come back in a reasonable hour. And when I did, I found Galvatron under the tree, waiting just for me.
Behold, Galvatron.
Pictured here and sandwiched between my sister and I are our grandparents, who were just doing their post-Christmas visits with family. And here I am, proudly displaying my new bear paw slippers that I got for Christmas. It's pretty clear that just moments before that, though, I was showing off my new Transformer, Galvatron. Now, I really did enjoy that Galvatron toy. The sounds were awesome, the lights were great, the electronics, and the gun mode, I really loved that too. But there was something lost in that era for me. I loved early Transformers because their alt modes looked like real things. Whether it was a tape recorder, or a gun, or a car or a truck. Fast forward to 2025, that's why I'm absolutely floored about the missing link line that Takara's doing. That being said, I'm always going to be a sucker for screen-accurate representations of the characters from my childhood. Behold, Galvatron. Guys, let's check this thing out. Alright guys, let's start by taking a look at the box. And mine arrived slightly damaged, unfortunately, right here. So that's one of the reasons that I'm actually super excited that they're bringing back the plastic windows. It's not that I'm anti-environment or anything, but people coming in and ripping the heads off these is just silly. The plastic is going to help with that and get these figures to us in good shape to start with, right? So, but this is pretty cool box. Anyways, we have Galvatron in tank mode, which is really cool in the front. And then great graphics on the side here. Love that. Proudly displaying his matrix of leadership that he stole. I guess conquered. And beautiful snarl on that side. Absolutely love that. It's wonderful. Shame the toy doesn't have it, but that's okay. All right. And the back is really cool too, guys. Bad comedy. You had to write that, didn't you? Bad comedy. Really cool. Let's get this thing open. Here he is out of the package, Studio Series 86 Galvatron, and he looks wonderful. What a very cool, accurate screen interpretation. Colors are wonderful. The color saturation is wonderful, especially for the barrel, which I honestly thought I was going to like the clearer barrel better from the previous releases, but just that the way it pops, it is just wonderful here. Now, he stands, his head just comes just short of 8 inches. And he looks absolutely wonderful right next to Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. Very cool. And articulation is exactly what you expect from a leader class figure. All right, so we have full arm movement at the shoulder. 0 wrist, unfortunately. That's one of the setbacks. Arms move great though. Legs can come out almost all the way. There's some kibble. Goes back almost all the way. There's a little bit of kibble there, but we'll go all the way in the front. And other than that, we have some hip movement here. That's pretty great. If you do want to extend it, you do have to move these little guys over, and you can. Some of the stuff's coming off. Lots of articulation in this thing. This is wonderful, guys, but it's not a surprise, is it? Now, I said that wasn't a surprise because of the simple fact, the elephant in the room here, guys, this is the 3rd time that this mold is being used for Galvatron. And it's unfortunate for most people that this 3rd one is the screen accurate version. I'm very lucky that I didn't have to buy 2 other versions of these. This is the one I was waiting for. Now, that being said, I hear there's some pretty darn good deals out there for some of the past molds for this figure too, so keep your eyes up. As far as transformation, this thing is a lot of fun to transform. So let's get started. So we're gonna put the hands in first. Great, and then we're gonna take our forearms and lock them into our shoulders right here. Both sides, perfect. And we're gonna take our treads here and bring it all the way down that double hinge. They don't lock into place, but they do fit nice and snug. All right, now turning our attention to the legs, these back pieces, we'll flip over. And there's a little hinge that you can put it in right here. On this side, and same thing on this other side. Boom. Right there. Not quite. Not quite. There we go. They have to be perfect so you can line everything up. All right. Back pieces in. Okay. Well, let's put these legs together. In like this. Lock everything. I find it's best to find this one and lock it first, and then everything else should lock into place. Wonderful. Now, whoops. Back up to his head. Let's take this guy, move it down like this. There we go. Take the shoulders, disconnect. Here. Don't forget to move these guys out, actually. Disconnect this shoulder, both sides. Bring them down. All right. Now let's get to the head. Open this puppy up. Bring this over too. Down it goes. You do have to click it right here for his head, which does worry me. Bring this back down. Close it up. There we go. Now we're going to take this part and bring it the whole thing down a bit, like this. And now we can bring this part up, like that. Alrighty. Now we're going to take the legs, put that joint right there, tuck it in. What you can do, great. And now we're going to take these parts, and there's a connection right here. Put them in. There's another one right there. And once we have them in, or close, we can start to finesse and get all these parts in there. Now back, this part down as well. Take this little guy, put it right here. And I like to attach the matrix beforehand. Put it on, and the matrix actually goes into this little slot right here, which is super awesome. And there's Galvatron. Pretty great. Okay, let's start with the positives of this figure, you guys. My first favorite thing about this is the colors. It's screen accurate, it looks wonderful. Very, very cool looking figure. My next positive is all the accessories he comes with. Obviously his gun, the chain with the matrix, and the other extra weapons. Very cool. The transformation itself is actually a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. And I surprisingly very much love the color of this barrel on his gun. The color saturation is wonderful. The color they chose is wonderful. And let's get into some nitpicks about this figure, you guys. And we'll talk about the obvious one first. This is the third time this mold's been used, and if you count some other iterations like Straxus, I think it's been used up to 5 times. Now, while the transformation is fun and it's a really cool toy, bulky, heavy, everything about it, the fact that they had to make 3 versions of this to get this screen accurate version is probably going to make a lot of people angry. That being said, it's what it is. One more thing I don't love about this is during the transformation, his head actually goes inside, but right here, this rubs against one of the spots. I'm very much worried that after multiple transformations, this paint might start coming off, but we'll see. And I guess the last nitpick, and this is a small one. At this point, this many molds, we kind of should have gotten some molded hands here, let's be honest. More articulation there would have been nice. That being said, I love this figure.
I, Galvatron, will crush you just as Megatron crushed Prime.
final thoughts on Studio Series Galvatron, guys. This thing is awesome. It's an epic figure. It's menacing. The color is wonderful, very screen accurate. I love it. Now, it's obviously a shame that they had to go 3 molds of this Galvatron just to get us here, and so I'm sure that left a bad taste in some people's mouths. But if you can find this thing at a discount, or even one of the older modes at discount, guys, do it. I think it's an absolute blast. It's one of my favorites, and I certainly love the way it looks next to Studio Series Optimus Prime. Studio Series 86 Galvatron for the win. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. It really does make a huge difference. And I'll see you next time on Dan's Vintage Toy Chest. Until then, play on.
I'm gonna ride it out.